So today I want to talk to you about the long-term cycles that occur in our lives in numerology. So up to now I've been talking to you about your chart numbers, your life path, your expression, your soul urge, your maturity number, your birthday numbers that all relate to you as a person. Now what I'm talking to you today is the external conditions that are going to happen to you to help you learn the lessons that you're here to learn in this lifetime. And we have long-term cycles that last for 20 to 30 year periods, and we have an energy in that cycle which affects the things that happen to us, and that's one in the long term. That's called your long-term period cycle. Then you have your pinnacles, which are more medium term, and then you'll have your personal years, which are really in your face. But today I'm going to start with the long-term period cycles. So when you're born, and your maturity and your wisdom cycle. So you have a youth cycle, a maturity cycle, and a wisdom cycle. And you'll have a certain number energy which attests to what you're going to experience in life. It's like your oxygen, the climate of what you're going to experience. And it's very, very long term. And in future videos, I'm going to be talking about the more medium term cycles. And of course, the personal years, which are right in your face and change year on year. And you have to take account of all these energies when you're thinking about what's good to do in your life at a certain time, what's likely to be happening and why in your life. And it's to do with the energy of your long-term cycles, your medium-term pinnacles and challenges, and of course your personal years, which change year on year. Now, of course, the age ranges of when each period cycle starts and ends changes depending on what life path you are. So looking at the screen here, if you're a life path 1, your youth cycle or your first period cycle is 0 to 26 years. Then you enter your maturity cycle from 26 to 53 years, and your third long-term period cycle is from 53 years and onwards. If you're a life path 2, your youth cycle lasts from birth until 34 years, your maturity cycle from 34 to 61 years, and then your final wisdom cycle from 61 years onwards. If you're a life path 3, your youth cycle is birth to 33 years, your maturity cycle is 33 to 60 years, and your wisdom third and final cycle is from 60 onwards. If you're a life path 4, your youth cycle is 0 to 32 years, your maturity cycle is 32 to 59 years, and your wisdom cycle is 59 years onwards. If you're a life path 5, your youth cycle is 0 to 31 years, your maturity cycle is 31 to 58 years, and your wisdom cycle is from 58 years onwards. Life path 6, from 0 to 30 years, your youth cycle. From 31 to 58 years is your maturity cycle, and from 58 years onwards is your wisdom cycle. Life path 7, from birth to 29 years is your youth cycle. From 29 to 56 years is your maturity cycle. From 56 years onwards is your wisdom cycle. Life path 8, from birth to 28 years is your youth cycle. Your maturity cycle is 28 to 55 years, and your wisdom cycle is 55 years onwards. Life path 9, your first cycle is 0 to 27 years. Maturity cycle is 27 to 54 years, and from 54 years onwards, your wisdom cycle. Life path 11 is the same as the life path 2, so it's from birth to 34 years, 34 to 61 years, your maturity cycle, and 61 years onwards for your wisdom cycle. Life path 22 is 0 to 32 years, your maturity cycle 32 to 59 years, and your wisdom cycle 59 years onwards. And for Life Path Master 33, it's going to be the same as the Life Path 6, So that's youth cycle 0 to 30 years, maturity 30 to 57 years, and wisdom cycle 57 years onwards. These are your long-term cycle energies, and in the next videos that I'm going to be putting out in the next couple of days, I'll be showing you exactly what your number energy is for each of these cycles. So you'll know what your cycle number is for your youth, you'll know what your cycle number is for your maturity, and you'll know what your long-term cycle number will be when you're older, in your 50s and 60s onwards. So those energy videos are going to be coming out in the next few days, so stay tuned for those. If you were born in July, then your long-term youth cycle in numerology is the energy of the 7. And this is going to be any time between, of course, birth up to around 26 to 34 years, depending on your life path. So to have a youth cycle in the energy of the 7, you need to be born in July. And it means you needed a lot of time alone in peace and quiet to develop yourself inwardly. You like to daydream and meditate and think about the wider things in life. Even as a child, you might have some profound questions for your parents. You're full of bubbling emotion, but you may internalize it, so it becomes like this burning thing inside you that sometimes you can hold in and sometimes you can't. So you're shut down to others, appear aloof at times, but you're totally misunderstood. You're an absolute bubble of energy during that time. You may have been considered a bit difficult. Specialized education may have been put in place for you because you were more interested in cultivating your inner life. And of course, the world wants you to be all about what they teach you and all the outer things. So if your energy is internalized, they can put you into specialized education to try and bring you out of yourself, as it were. But it was just that you are an internal child and you needed that time to developing yourself internally. The arts was good for you. You'd lose yourself in the arts and going outside in nature. During this time, you may have judged yourself a little because others misunderstood you, but you were content with your inner life, and that was totally fine. But, you know, there might have been a bit of confidence issues when you were younger due to the opinions of other children who often can pick on the quiet one. So if you were born on the 7th, 16th or 25th of any month, then your long-term maturity cycle in numerology is the energy of the 7. And this is a big chunk of your adult life, from, depending on your life path, from between 26 and 34 years, all the way up until 53 or 61 years, or in between, depending on your life path. So you have in the biggest part of your working life the energy of the 7 if you were born on the 7th, 16th or 25th. And for you, analysis is a key time for you. You probe deeply to understand all that is going on around you, inside you. Very analytical, always watching, always observing. You're highly sensitive during this time, but you will hide your feelings just like you would if it was your youth cycle, and keep them to yourself a lot of the time. But of course, sometimes they do bubble over. You need time alone to think during this time. Your partner, your family, your friends, they'll need to understand your need for the occasional time of solitude, and that's the energy of the 7 for the maturity cycle. If you were born in 1951, 1960, 1969, 1978, 1987, 1996, 2005, 2014, and any 9-year interval after that, then your last long-term wisdom cycle in numerology is the 7 energy. And this runs, depending on your life path, from around 53 to 61 years onwards. And it's the last energy of your life, and it's in the 7 energy. So you're more philosophical at this time. In your later years, it's a calmer, more thinking time for you, exercising more quiet reflection and the search for knowledge and truth. Others may seek your wisdom and guidance and ask you for advice a lot because they'll see you as someone that knows what they're talking about. But you will find a good balance of solitude and social time that is necessary to develop your inner resources and your inner peace, and will prove to give you strength, because it's not about theory life. You need to get out there and see people too. So it's important in your wisdom cycle of the seven energy that you're having a healthy mix between socializing with those you are connected to and having that time of solitude to yourself. I hope you've really enjoyed this video today. If you haven't already, please subscribe and like this video with a thumbs up, and follow me on YouTube. If you would like a reading, you can email me at katie@soulexplorer.net. You can contact me on my Facebook page, Soul Explorer Numerology, or you can find me on Instagram under Soul Explorer Kate, Soul Explorer Kate, one word. I'm on LinkedIn as well under Katie Ewers, Katie Youers, Katie, and I'm also on Twitter under Soul Explorer 4, and I'm on TikTok as well. But if you'd like to support me, I'm on Ko-Fi and I'm on Patreon, and you can follow me in the link in the description box. And I'm often on My Guru, so if you want to ask me any questions, go on to My Guru, put a bit of credit on there, and you will find me often online, and you can ask me any questions on an ad hoc basis about numerology. So I hope you've enjoyed listening to my video today, and just before I go, I just want to let you know some exciting news. My beginner book, Remember Your Life Plan, has just been released on Amazon, and this gives you a basic grounding in numerology. It's for beginners and people that are just starting out, and it's good for you to read this before you read my other books. So Remember Your Life Plan is for beginners, really. Gives you a grounding in numerology, and it's sort of the level where people would do my Foundations of Numerology Practitioner on Udemy. So that is my first beginner book, and it's just for newbies. This one is for people that are more intermediate. It provides a deeper analysis of the lessons and challenges of your life path and birthday energies, a concise list of your priority and secondary life path tasks, and it gives you a deeper understanding, and it's longer and more detailed analysis for potential numerology readers. And then Remember Your Talents, again, it's an intermediate level course, and it provides an analysis of the lessons of your life path with your talent number, with your expression number. So it shows how good you're going to be at achieving the lessons of your life path and birthday number. Again, a lesson by lesson comparison of your talents to see how easy or difficult each task in your life purpose will be. And again, it's longer and more detailed, and it's more for numerology readers that have a good grounding. And if you have a good grounding, you might want to take my Master Practitioner for Readers on numerology, if you prefer audio visual or you'd like to do both. Remember Your Motivations is due out soon. I'm working frantically to try and get this third intermediate book of the trilogy out there for you, and I hope to do that soon. So don't forget, if you want a reading from me one-to-one over Zoom, just send me an email. You might want an ongoing one-to-one service, in which case you might want to join my channel on YouTube. And if you live in the UK or you're visiting soon, I do shows all over Oxfordshire and Buckinghamshire and Berkshire sometimes, with Dear Spirit events. So come to one of our events for a personal reading, or just say hello and purchase one of my books. It's completely up to you. So these are my 3 books, and I hope you've enjoyed my video today, and get looking on Amazon, because I tell you what, to find them quickly, put my name in, Katie Ewers, KatieYouers, and then my books come up straight away for you to have a look at. So I hope you enjoy my books, and I hope you've enjoyed my video today. See you soon.